put on the people and they afloat on the sea. Now I saw the face and remind me that day I in the ocean. Day, night, and just pray, God, please help me, please help me.
Tung Ching knows what it means to be adrift at sea, abandoned to her fate.
Now you know you will starving and thirsty again, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't know what to do.
In 1988, Tung and more than 100 others crammed onto a small wooden boat, determined to leave Vietnam. Very soon, their engine broke. Then they ran out of food and fresh water. Other ships passed them. None came to their aid.
A lot of ships go past by, and no one stopped. We don't know why.
Then, after 2.5 weeks at sea, they were spotted by an American Navy vessel on its way from Japan to the Persian Gulf.
You know, they were jumping up and down, waving at the ship, yelling and screaming, and, they needed help. It was very evident they needed help.
The Navy ship, the USS Dubuque, pulled up alongside the migrant boat. Tung and her comrades thought they were saved.
Some men so happy, so they jumped down on the ocean and they tried to swim near there. But when they swim near there, my brother climbed on the thing on the boat, the ship, and they shake him, drop down. So they said, come back. But my brother too weak.
Well, I saw one Vietnamese drowned. He was trying to hold on to a line coming off the ship. Somebody was told on the ship to shake the line and not let that guy get aboard. I was quite distressed about it. It was not the right thing to do. It was terrible.
The captain of the Dubuque sent some provisions over to the boat, but ordered his ship to sail on to the Persian Gulf, leaving Tung and her fellow passengers behind. They were under the impression that help would now be on its way.
We have food and water after 19 days, so we're so happy, and we just eat and drink and waiting. Yeah, and after 2 days, nothing.
No help ever came.
I felt very badly about what we had just done. We did not save them. We left people to their own devices. And as we found out later, those devices were not good.
As the boat drifted aimlessly on the ocean, people on board began to die. Those who survived did so by eating the flesh of their comrades.
We have one, before he died, he said, just take him like a food. He told, just take me. So begin from that day, from that moment. And after that, we have some from the dead people. That's still make me very, very sad. Before that, I don't want to remind.
Tung's boat was finally rescued after another 2.5 weeks at sea by fishermen off the coast of the Philippines. By that time, more than half on board had perished. When the news of the boat's encounter with the USS Dubuque reached the United States, there was outrage. Captain Alex Balian was court-martialed. He was spared prison, but found guilty of dereliction of duty and relieved of his command. For centuries, there's been an unwritten understanding amongst sailors that you render assistance to another vessel in distress. And since the 1980s, that has been enshrined by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. But inevitably, there are grey areas. What defines a vessel in distress, and what constitutes rendering adequate assistance? To this day, the case of Captain Balian and the USS Dubuque is taught at the US Naval Academy as part of its ethics course for ship's commanders. Today, sailors in Europe and in Southeast Asia are faced with very similar moral questions.
The problems for them arise in particular not from the fact of rescue, but from what happens next. The difficulties which some states may put in their way with regard to disembarkation, and the difficulties which states who allow disembarkation may face then with the question what to do next with those who've been rescued, where to send them, whether to keep them, and so forth. Those are issues which we've faced in the past, which we've been able to resolve in the past, and which clearly we need to deal with now.
Tung Ching now lives in the United States. Her son, who survived the journey with her, served in the military and is now a civil servant in Washington.
I just feel the same, and I saw their face, just the same us before. I hope now someone can have and someone can give them a hand, because they still have the same blood, red blood like us.